So today on Free Field Training, we are doing a little video response to Tier Talk's question, which was, what's the weirdest dream you've ever had about the job? So I'm a cop in a municipality, and the weirdest dream I've ever had about the job was right after watching a zombie movie, because we have a cemetery in town, and right after watching a zombie movie, and I hate zombie movies, they freak me out. Like something about little kids becoming zombies and stuff, it just freaks me out, right? And right after that, uh, I went I went to sleep and I had a movie about being at work and the zombie apocalypse happened. So that was freaky because it was like real in my head, right? And I have a second one, so this is a bonus feature. I had a dream one time, and I was camping. I was in a tent, and I woke up. I got up. I started, making a fire outside, and my kid was there. And then I really woke up, and I was driving my car on I-290 coming back from extradition. That was weird. I don't remember at the moment, I didn't remember getting in the car and driving extradition, but I woke up and I was making a campfire, and then I actually woke up and I was driving a Crown Vic down I-290 going eastbound back into downtown to get on 94 and come back to town. That was freaky. That was weird because I never had I fallen asleep driving before that. I learned something about how many hours you work, or not how many hours you work, but how long you stay up and what the limitations of how long I can stay up are. Apparently 34 hours is too long for me to be staying up and actually doing stuff. That's the weirdest dreams I ever had about police work. I guess the other one wasn't about police work, it was about something else, but the circumstances made it pertinent. So now I'm going to go do comments and questions now that I'm done with the Tier Talk response thing. He's going to take these and chunk them up. A bunch of people are sending him, the weirdest dream you had about police work or about corrections work, and he's going to make them into a video on his channel. There's going to be a link for that down below. So we'll go to the top. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad with this video. We go to the top, see what everybody has to say, and then we'll sign off because I'm running out of coffee. It's late in the day. Follow me over on Instagram, you know that I'm having a battle with my kitchen sink, and the battle still rages on. A bunch of the pipes broke. So a couple days ago, sink wouldn't drain. So I'm plunging it and snaking it and all sorts of stuff. And then I take it apart to put a power snake in and get a power snake down it. One of the pipes breaks, so now I got to replace the pipes. Put it all back together, which was a fiasco because I'm not a plumber. Put it all together, I'm pretty sure I got this clogged with the power snake. I already returned the power snake back to Home Depot. The sink still doesn't drain. It's day 3 of this. We'll go to the top, take some comments and questions. Thanks for everybody for stopping on by. And Dale Winter says, how's the sink? That's how it is. It's terrible. It's still not draining. Patrick Tidges says, a cop zombie movie. Yeah, it was weird. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I'm really freaked out by zombie movies. I have nightmares from them, and it was a work nightmare about zombie movies. It was bad. Patrick says, maybe you drank too much that night. All I drink is coffee. Transplutonian Entity Slayer says, these sound like astral dreams. Check out the Grand Order of Draco Slayers. It's a good spiritual warrior tradition that can teach you how to remote viewing and astral projection with ease. I don't know what any of that is. Dale Winter says, what's your opinion on sleep? It seems like doctors are saying you need 10 to 30 hours of sleep a night. 30 hours? That'd be impressive for one night. Well, I try to get at least 6 to 8. And what I found is that my performance significantly degrades after 24 hours of being awake. I'm pretty used to staying awake long periods of time from the scout camp and police work and everything. I used to stay up whole weekends. But I found that my attention and my ability to drive and do things severely degrades after 24 hours. And apparently at 30 hours I can fall asleep while driving. So I should stay away from that. C. Golart says, you're lucky you did not crash the squad. Yes, I'm very lucky I did not crash the squad. Luckily I was on a straight stretch of road. I don't know how long I had winked out, but it's terrifying, trust me. You'll learn life. Sometimes we learn life lessons the hard way, and that was when I learned the hard way. Luckily, it wasn't too hard. Paramedic054 says wind isn't as bad as the connection. It's like you're recording with a potato. Well, I'm not using an iPhone or anything, so part of it's the connection, part of it might be my phone. Delver of Soul says your videos are great. They're helping me with getting ready for the academy up here in British Columbia, Canada. I'm glad they help. Against All Odds says, when you pull someone over with corrective lenses on their license, do you check to see if they're wearing contacts? Say they aren't wearing any lenses, what would you do? I wouldn't even notice. And also, I don't pull that many people over. I think I pulled a traffic stop last month. At some point. I don't think I would notice. See, the corrective lenses things comes in when you have a car crash and someone wasn't wearing, the corrective lenses they were supposed to be wearing. So if we had a bad crash and we're suspecting something, something's really not right here, like somebody really didn't, like they should have seen something and they didn't, like they ran into the side of a truck. Let's say it's a snowstorm and they run into the side of a white trailer. You go, all right, well, let's look into this. Is he drunk? No. All right, let me see your license. All right. Are you wearing corrective lenses? Pull the contact out of your eye. Oh, you're not. Now we've gotten down to the root of what the problem is. And then you can issue a citation for that. I don't know of anyone who's ever issued a citation for someone not having corrective lenses when it's required on their license. I don't think I've ever, I know I've never seen that. On just like a normal traffic stop. Against All Odds says, opinion on the cop TV show Southland. I watched the first couple seasons. It was pretty good. I liked it. Funny Shit says, can I have a shout out? Sure. Funny Shit. That's the best I got for you, man. Lily Lebanon says it's because of exhaustion. Exhaustion causes nightmares. I'm pretty sure it's the zombie movie. Gurr says supposed to be 50 degrees on Wednesday. Woohoo! Yeah, man. I may actually get the kids to the zoo. Tear Talk says, hey Tommy, what up, brother? Making the video for your channel, man. I'm gonna send you the link here, although it seems you've already got it since you got the notification. Just take the first half, clip it, stick it right on there. You're all set. We're not waiting until Friday. Last time I waited too long and I got past the deadline on you, and I'm sorry about that. So we're doing it live. Caleb Custer says caffeine sometimes makes you have nightmares. Nah, it's not for me. I have a lot of caffeine. I don't get a lot of nightmares. Tear Talk says, that's why it's great to learn from your mistakes. Yeah, I'd rather learn from other people's mistakes, and I'd rather people learn from my mistakes. So, for instance, don't go to work if you haven't slept in 20 hours. Call in sick. It's worth it. Lily says, I love sleeping. Wish you'd be in bed all day. Me too. Dalen Winter says, your old friend Coffee will help you through. Just try Death Wish on your recommendation. Death Wish is really good. Really good. And also, Jiva Coffee's Jamaican blend is really, really good. Those are two coffees I'll drink without creamer. They're that good. That's what I'm drinking now. Jake says, I'm an officer up here in Manitoba, Canada, wondering if you guys still use any Crown Vics. I was just driving a gray Crown Vic the other night. It's one of our pool cars. We're down to a couple Crown Vics as pool cars, and I think two of our juvenile detectives have Crown Vics because they're not driving anywhere fast. I think all of our Crown Vics now are unmarks that have they're just being put out to pasture. So guys that are driving back and forth to a school have them. You want to take it to a class, go take it to a class. And we've got one patrol division that we're using just as a pool car. It's like if everything else is broke, you can take that thing. It still runs. Against All Ed says, how often are chases called off and what's the main reason? We're chasing less and less here. Policies are coming down along with the lawsuits that unless it's a forcible felony, we're really getting away from doing car chases. And that has caused a spike in the number of people that run. So it's kind of a balancing act. The thing is, you got to look at, is it worth something getting killed over what you're doing? I'm planning a video in the future about kind of the legal ways I look at car chases and how my opinions have changed in the matter. We could go on for half an hour about that alone. Jet says, what's the temperature there, boss? About 40 degrees. It's a little chilly. Caleb Custer says, starting YouTube channel. You should. I encourage everybody. Get your word out there. You never know. People, I didn't think I'd have... I was really happy when I had 600 subscribers. I never thought we would make it anywhere near here. Gurr says, I've had that happen before. Was on the Dan Ryan and rush hour traffic going home and started to have a micro sleep episode. Kept falling asleep for a few seconds and waking up. It was terrifying. Yeah, I pulled over. I was like, I need to. I set my alarm for half an hour. I pulled over and I was like, I need to just chill for a second. So then I went and got some coffee and kept driving. And nobody had a problem with it at all. Against All Odds says, what's one thing you like leadership-wise in a supervisor? When they're actually on the street, when you don't have to call them to come out to something that they should have known from the dispatch was going to be a disaster. And part of that's a staffing issue. The bosses have work they have to do inside. But when there's, we got, multiple gunshot victims here, you shouldn't have to call the boss and have them come out. And that's all I really ask from people, right? A little leadership from the front. You don't have to be out there writing parking tickets and, organizing a wolf pack on the road to catch DUIs or anything like that. But you don't have to go doing street stops. But when you know we were going to need you, don't wait for me to call. That's really all. I don't have high expectations for anybody at work, honestly. But, it's your job. You're supposed to be there. Jeff Kearns. Jeff Kearns says, I believe that police have useful skills that everyone would benefit. Please consider topics like situational awareness, verbal judo, and daily useful non-tactical Timmy stuff. I try to get into a lot of that. I've got a couple EDC videos. I've got some stuff on talking to people, kind of like de-escalation stuff, but I don't call it that because I think that's a stupid buzzword. That makes the topic much smaller than it actually is. It's a huge topic. What's some other stuff? There's some things we've got gear reviews of things that I like this coffee cup. I got a review of it, the Thermos coffee mug. I was like, this is great I use it all the time. Little knives and stuff. Got my little stack here slinger here that I carry all the time now, right? Great little EDC knife. Nothing to do with police work, just something I like. So you got ideas for that? Throw them my way. Some of the stuff you mentioned there, verbal judo is a proprietary class. I can't use the term verbal judo in a video. I can't be like, this is my verbal judo video, because then I'll end up getting sued by the guys that came up with verbal judo. Because, a lot of retired cops, they come up with a shtick, and then they protect their work. It's copyrighted and trademarked like crazy, and then they spend a lot of time defending that work, making sure no one steals it and teaches people without it going through their company to teach it. So I couldn't make a video like my video on verbal judo. Only the people that own the rights to it could make a video on verbal judo. Welcome to real life. Jose Gomez says, when are you going to do shirts? You need merch. I've got patches. I don't have a lot of them left. I need to reorder patches. I've got stickers for Windows vehicle stickers for the backs of cars. I got a bunch of those, so I got to get those up on the website. And t-shirts, the only way I can make that happen is to go through Teespring. So I was going to do that before my sync went tits up. So before the sync had problems, I was going to do that. So as soon as I get time, I'm going to set up an account with Teespring and start getting them going. Because otherwise I've got to stock a whole bunch of them in my garage and ship them and all that, and that ends up being a disaster. And Teespring will give you better rates anyway. You'll get it cheaper, you'll get it faster. Gianco Sumner says, do probationaries at your department have to start wearing long sleeves? If so, how long before you get your long sleeves? I don't know. We wear long or short sleeves whenever we feel like. There isn't even a temperature or a time of the year thing where everybody has to wear the same thing. I can wear short sleeves and somebody else is standing right next to me wears long sleeves and nobody cares. Dalen Winter says, new driver, me and you after 30 hours are the most dangerous thing to public safety on the road. I'd have to agree, and that's why I had to stop. Jake says, also heard that you guys can choose your duty weapon. Wondering if that is true. Yeah. So in the Chicagoland area, it's very, very common for departments to set general guidelines of what you can carry as a duty weapon and then let you choose what you want. So I can have anything in 940 or 45 by Glock, Springfield, SIG, HK, I think CZ, and maybe even Ruger. These are very old rules. With a larger than a 3.5-inch barrel. So basically anything you would want to carry as a duty weapon is fine. there's some stuff that you couldn't, but the stuff you couldn't, you probably wouldn't want to anyway. Like, you wouldn't want to pay for 357 SIG, and the department only provides 940 and 45, so you can't have it. But if you can't find something in 940 or 45 made by Glock, CZ, SIG, HK, with a 4-inch barrel that you want to use as a duty weapon, you're kind of an idiot. Yeah, you're just kind of an idiot. I mean, there's something in there is going to fit you. So we can pick any of those. Chicago has a similar system. They get trained on, I think they're on Glock 19s is what they get trained on, and then they can transition into other guns later in different calibers and different sizes. Several other towns around here. I know Lansing issues stuff, and they're kind of an oddball. And Hammond, Indiana issues stuff, and they're kind of an oddball. Funny enough, Hammond, Indiana is still issuing Glock 22s, Glock 23s. They're still on 4th generation Glock 22s, Glock 23s, 40 caliber stuff. And who else? Who else do I know? Cook County's agencies, a lot of them I know is anything Glock. So like Cook County Adult Probation, I know because my buddy was on for a while. They can have anything 940 or 45 that Glock makes. So you could theoretically walk around with a Glock 26, and they're fine with that as your duty weapon, as long as it's by Glock. So the training is all like roughly the same. So every agency has their own rules. Where I'm at, those are the rules. In some states, that's really weird. Like in New York, from what I've heard from guys in New York, they're like, this is your gun. This is what you're going to use. And that's just the way it is there. Of course, with the gun laws up there, it'd probably be a pain to buy your own duty weapon, mags, and all that anyway. I love Boats One says, I agree, supervisor who take calls on the street are a great asset. I just want them to show up. They don't have to do anything. Just be there. And it makes it great when somebody comes in to make a complaint. You're like, well, my boss was there. He didn't seem to have a problem at the time. Caleb Custer says, what should I name my channel? I don't know what your channel's about. Steve Cosmia says, do you work for a sheriff's office or a PD? I work for a local municipality, a city. I'm a police officer for a city. I don't work for a sheriff's office. Never have. Would be fun to try. Not big on serving subpoenas and stuff, though. Matty S. Andreas says, I'm a truck driver, and a few days ago I was sick as a dog and had to tell my driver manager that I couldn't drive because my body kept trying to fall asleep. You know what? In jobs like that, like yours and mine, man, sometimes it's best just to call in sick. If you're really sick, just don't come in because you're going to end up hurting somebody. Against All Odds says, you ever think of collaborating with other cop YouTubers? Donut, Mike the Cop, Nick from Miami PD. I don't have money like that. You know, cop YouTubers, we all live all over the place. I would love to, coordinate with any of them. But the issue is, Nick is in Miami. And Mike is 4 hours away by Detroit. I don't even know where Donut lives. Like, I know that some of these guys have the assets available to them to travel cross country. People ask me, like, you do a lot of gun and knife reviews and stuff, and you go to SHOT Show, and companies that I work with, are you going to be at SHOT Show? No, I'm not going to be at SHOT Show. You can have $2,500 to plop in and driving across the country or flying across the country to go hang out in Las Vegas. I don't have the money to be doing that. I'm a ghetto cop. I don't have that kind of money, man. Like, that's not something that I can just up and do. So coordinating stuff like that would be a real problem for me. And I'm not single either. I can't just, hop around and be like, I got stuff to do every weekend I have off, I have stuff to do. So the best I can do is, if somebody contacts me about something like Nick from Miami PD, he had a merch idea, like making challenge coins type of things, and we were working on that for a while. I don't know whatever happened to it, but like, I'm more than happy to coordinate with people, but making the time and the money work, and especially getting two cops with two cop schedules together, kind of difficult sometimes. I don't know how they get away with it other than they're single guys, they got extra money to blow. Jake says, last question, you guys still use Ticketbook or have you switched to computers? We were supposed to switch to computers 8 years ago. Haven't seen one yet. Still paper. All right. Lily Lebanon says, Mike the Cop, I unsubscribed to him. He's an ego. I don't know the guy. I don't watch a lot. People think that I sit around and watch YouTube all day, which I do, but it's like I watch C and Arsenal. I like nerdy gun content. Andrew Aguilar says, why do you use the TLR2? For a while, Streamlight was the forefront of the market with weapon lights with police work. It was what I could get a holster for at the time. You're talking 12 years ago, because I was an early adopter of weapon lights. When I got a weapon light for my pistol, they had to make a policy for it because I got it. And at the time, the TLR2 was pretty much the best thing you could have. And now I have a bunch of holsters for it, and I'm very used to it, and I'm very proficient with it, and it works, and I've never had a problem with it, so why switch? I like the red laser on the TLR2 because it works really well for felony stops. It gets the point across really fast if there's a gun pointed at the car. Our problem with the wall of light on the front of the squad is that people don't realize the seriousness of the situation that they're in sometimes. Sometimes you're like, put your hands on the roof! And everybody in the car like sticks their head out the window and starts cursing at you. Like, they don't understand that this is serious. What's going on? Well, a little red dot bouncing around inside the car makes it very clear that it's serious. Also, it's great for training. When I get a new person, I can pop my weapon light on their gun, or I can just leave it on my gun and have them use mine, unload it, you do dry fire practice, and they can see where the dot's bouncing. It's great for dry fire practice, too. So I don't see any real reason to change unless I was going to do a wholesale changeover. So when I get a new duty pistol, I'll reevaluate weapon light, red dot sight, sights, iron sights on the pistol, all that stuff. It's about getting the best stuff that you have at the time that you buy it. I'm not the guy that can go out and today we've decided that 9mm, Glock 19s with red dot sights and Surefires on them, that's the best thing ever. So I'm going to go buy one. Because 3 years ago, I would have gone and bought an Inforce, right? Because that was the big thing 3-4 years ago. And now it's red dot sights and Surefires. Well, that's great, but I don't have that kind of money. I use what works and what I can afford. And I'm also not the guy that just goes and buys a new car for 3 years. I don't have that kind of money. Mark Raciner says, are you from Canada or the U.S.? I'm from the U.S. I'm in Chicago. Well, south suburbs of Chicago. Dude says, would you carry a 10mm? Not unless I had some other use for it, because the 10mm ammo that I'd be able to use at work, the defensive ammo really isn't any better than 40. It's just not. Oh, here's a question that's not for me. Hold on. Against All Odds says, when sitting on the side of the road running radar on cars coming toward you, how does your radar target specific cars? Wouldn't it flip out if many cars started heading toward you at once? Okay. No. One, I haven't run radar since the last time I had to teach someone else how to run radar. All right, so there's that. That was several years ago. I haven't touched a radar gun since. Two, I can answer your question about how radar guns vaguely work. There's several types of radar guns. The two that I have experience with are the old school radar gun, and then LiDAR. Now, LiDAR is a laser, and you actually shoot a laser at the individual car, bounce it off the windshield, and it gives you the speed of that car. It is precise. Normal radar guns, you guys that have used them know what I'm talking about. The ones that make the real loud noise, what they take is the fastest speed of the fastest object directly in front of them. There's 27 people still here. Sorry about that, folks. My phone just totally crapped out on me. So I'm going to have to end it now because we've totally messed that up before I mess it up further. My phone didn't die. I actually had to cut it out. I think it was too cold for the phone because I was sitting outside. Maybe you should try replacing the Wi-Fi fluid. My Wi-Fi is so bad around here, because I'm at the opposite end of the house with brick walls in between. I actually I do it over the network. And normally in my backyard, the network's fine, as you've seen from other live streams. But this time, not so much. So that should make an interesting big interlog in between. We'll have to pick up on those questions next time. So